This video might be controversial, but I don't mind. I have to speak my truth. I have to speak my truth when it comes to fear because I have dealt with a lot of fears in my life. Fear of people, fear of failure, fear of whatever. I couldn't even imagine that fear is able to pop up in so many forms. So, the thing where I want to get rid of is this, I don't want to say lie, the fault of saying you need to get rid of fear by exposure. And what do they often mean is when you have a fear of something, you need to expose yourself to it, and then as often you do it, the fear will go. I think when I look to my life, when I look back, I have confront myself with a lot of fears. I expose myself even when I felt scary to talk to people. I always have forced myself to get rid of the fear. I didn't want that fear in my life. So I was like, Laura, if you want to get rid of it, you go through it. You go to these people, you do like this and this and this. And I realized it had, I don't want to say traumatized, but it had, when I look back, I could have done it in a different way. Instead of exposing myself, pushing and forcing myself, always to through the fear. And I'm going to explain you now why and what I think is the alternative. So, what can happen is we have been growing, or we have been, how do you say, developing a fear often in our period as a little child when there has not been too much or enough emotional, how do I say it, emotional grounding, emotional care is maybe too big, but when your emotional needs have not been met enough, or when it comes to safety, your basic need of feeling seen, feeling safe, I think this can be causing a lot of anxiety in life. Because you might get the belief, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, all those kind of not realistic thoughts, but we can develop them when we are facing these kind of things in our childhoods. So, what happened when you are doing the thing like forcing yourself to go through the fear, expose yourself? You do the same like your parents did or the caretaker. They didn't see the emotional needs. Because what happened if you expose yourself without a grounding, without a container, without some emotional supports? You will feel like you've been throwing in front of lions without any safety net, without any safety options. You are there without any form of safety. And that's why I believe that exposure is not always good. I believe it can be okay as long as it is contained. And with contained is that you are able to be that kind adult towards yourself in the situation. So when it comes, for example, with talking to that person where you feel a bit nervous for, you can say, ah, I see, it's really stress you a bit, eh? You're a bit nervous. Ah, what makes it? It's because of this? Ah, I understand. I understand is such a big keyword. So you can talk or help yourself or be kind to yourself and guide yourself through it in that way. Um, or really being connected with your body. Maybe your body wants to, um, I want to say, throw out, to heal from something from the past, a memory. And sometimes we first need to get rid of that one before we can see the situation really clear. So please Don't expose yourself in a rough way. I really believe in going through fears, but with the right boundaries, with the right support, I would say. Don't throw yourself in front of lions without a security net, without being held by someone, whether it's your body, whether it's your words, whether it's a friend who is supporting you. Please don't traumatize yourself by throwing yourself in situations where you feel too scared for. That's been my lesson for today. I wanted to share it with you because I really believe it's important to talk about. And probably maybe you recognize this and this might really help you. Don't be that critical teacher who's saying, get to exposure. We are going to be that kind person towards ourselves who have not been there to us. And of course, also my wish for you. Yes, beauty. En voor mijzelf is dit weer.
Politie aan het spelen. Kom je mee?
Oh, nee,
Kom je?
nu niet. Ik
Kom
kom
je?
zo.
Uh,
Ciao, ciao.